Hi and welcome to today's live trading video. I had already started this video. I was 4 minutes in and realized that we had a sound problem, so I've just been going long here on euro dollar, so I'm just going to get this next unit in. Right, that's the final unit. I'd actually already put 2 units in. I'm here in the trading room with the guys, and I didn't realize there was a sound issue. So I've just gone long euro dollar. I'm just going to get the stops put in place, and I'm going to talk you through the trade. It's a funny thing because I've gone long euro dollar, and I was just saying that we're actually short from yesterday. So, but that's just the way it rolls sometimes. So, because we shorted yesterday, we've sort of banked half profits and stops at break even. But it warrants now. Today is a different day to take a long. So I'm just going to bring the tickets up. So I put the 3 units in. I've only just done them, but like I said, I was just 4 minutes into recording and there was a problem with the sound. So let's bring all these up. You can see my entries then. And we can get the stops put in place. So I'm putting the stops down at 112.05. So let's just do that. 112.05. And this one down at 112.05. Oh, I must have bought the same ticket up twice. That's why that one's done that. So I think, yeah, that's already done that. Right. So where's the other one? There it is. Where are you? There you are. 112.05. All a bit busy here the first thing this morning. So, okay, so we've got long euro dollar. Yeah, a lot to go through. So very quickly, because it's early and I want to talk to the guys in the trading room. And this is the problem: people, you watching this on YouTube, you think that I just have all day to to sit here recording, and I'm in the trading room with the guys. So so I need to get on with them as well. So yeah, I've taken along here. Put the stop just down below this low. So it's either going to go or it's not. We're going to find out fairly soon if it doesn't go. But why am I basically going long here this morning? The euro dollar has come down on the daily chart down to its daily 20. So it's hit the daily 20. We're getting a little bit of a bounce so far. And I'm looking to see if we can have a bit of a bounce day off that daily 20, essentially. If I go to the 4-hour charts, then the 4-hour charts just generally just been consolidating. Yes, it's come down, but it's nothing too forceful overall. So there's scope there. And even if I go to my 8-hour chart, which I quite like the look of, because price is below my 8-hour 50, my black moving average here, and so it's come below. The 8-hour 50 is sloping upwards, so I'm going to see if price can work its way back up to that 8-hour 50, which is around about 112.51. So there you go. That's if it rolls over, like I said, I was going to say like I said, but in the first attempt at this recording, I was saying that we'd shorted the euro back here yesterday on this red bar. If it does roll over from here, at least I can do something more with the short. But that doesn't benefit you who are watching this as a live trading video. So it's all about what trades I take today, of course, not what I've already done. So let's see how this plays out. If it rolls over, we'll have a look and see what else can emerges from today. But that's it for now, and we'll come back to this in a bit. Okay, just back, and the euro's coming down. So I think I'm about to get stopped. Let's take this down to a 5-minute chart. I was just talking to the guys in the trading room. So if this isn't going to work out and we are just going to come down today, the alternate scenario is that this euro dollar could want to still come down to this zone down here, my hourly 500. So and I was just talking to the guys saying, well, if it rolls, it's going to need to roll over a little bit before I can do anything with that and get in on the short side. So I know I'm short from yesterday, but that's only with the remainder. We'd already banked half yesterday afternoon. So as I can take a fresh trade on the short side. I'm going to get stopped out any second. Here it goes, nearly there. And so if it starts to roll over, then I might be able to try and still get an entry for a bit of a run down to there. Okay. Now, like I said though, I did like the fact that we are on the daily 20. So we are on that. So could it be that it rolls down here, I get stopped out, and then it still comes back up again? That is, of course, the potential. But if it starts to roll, as I've said, I'll give it a shot for it to roll down to that level down there on the hourly chart as well. So, and if I get chopped, if it rolls down and I get chopped, so be it. I'll have two losers, won't I? We'll see. So for now, looking that way, that's the hourly chart. Back to the 5 minute here. It's just sitting on top of my stop at the moment. I haven't quite been stopped just yet, but it's sitting just above it. Um, so Now the thing is so if I bring up one of the one of the tickets, let's just bring up one of the tickets so you can see. So I've got three tickets obviously on this, so you can see that it's sitting just above it. So with Saxo price, if I put a stop in at 05, even though it looks like it's practically hit 105 at 112.05, it has to go below it on the offer price. The way that they do it. So anyway, so still not been stopped just yet. But anyway, we're getting close. I suspect that looks like it's going to happen now because it was holding up okay here, and then really we'd have wanted it to have, after it done this pullback here, would have wanted it to have done a carrot held up and then broken up from there. So I suspect I'm going to get stopped, but not quite there yet. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and I have now just been stopped. If we take this to a 5 minute chart, you should see it's gone below 112.05. So let's just take a quick screenshot of those three positions there. So you can see my P&L. So those are the entries, the three entries, and like I said, I split the tickets because I use Saxo. I have to, because if I don't split them into three different separate units, then I can't then come out. If it had started going up into profit and reaching profit targets, I can't stagger my exits unless I split them up. So anyway, so what's the total there? 62, 67 and 68. It's also 120, 180. Oh, it's perfect. It's just about on the best part of just below 200. So yeah, which is what I was pretty much calculated as far as the risk management is concerned. So a loss so far on the first trade of the day here. Now, as I've already inferred, if the euro is going to roll over, I will give it a shot to the downside. So let's have a look at the other time frames. So I've got the 15-minute chart here and the 30-minute chart here. So if it looks like it's, it could roll, or maybe it's just going to be a chop fest today. We don't know. You never know. And certainly it's a bit slow at the moment. But I come back out to the hourly chart. There is the scope that it could roll and want to come down for this point down here. If it rolls over a bit more, then I'll have a look at it. I'll press pause for now. Update on the view. There we go. So just back, and look at this. The euro's coming back up again. So there was me thinking maybe we're going to take a short, and now I'm thinking, maybe we're actually going to go back in on the long side, and maybe I've just been a bit unlucky. It came down to 03 something, and been a bit unlucky. So we'll see. But it's coming back up, and if I can get an entry at some point, that could be happening in the next, I guess, 15-20 minutes. So, okay, right, just back, and we can see the euro has come up. So I'm going to give it another try on the long side. Did I just get chopped out this morning? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edge my way in. I was just saying to the guys in the trade, I'm going to edge my way in. I'm going to put a unit in now. I'm still going to put 3 units in again. So I'm putting the first one in at 18, and then I'll add on here, as we've done, and then I'll add if it does pull back. I'm putting the first unit in just in case it decides to go. Whatever happens now, I'll be buying it anyway. So I've got one in just in case it flies. I don't think it's going to, but you never know. And so the last thing I'd want on a day like today, if it does just break out and fly, then I don't get in with anything. So I've put 1 unit in, and then if we can pull back, then I'll get the other 2 units in. So stop will be about the same as I've used this morning, about 15 pips from that entry 18. I haven't put the stop loss in yet, but so that would be 18.08. Well, that stop would therefore be down at 05 again. But I don't even think it needs to be that low, because it has to go. If it's going to break up, actually, what I might do is wait for a little bit more confirmation. Actually, yeah, I've got that unit in. I might just wait. And, oh no, yeah, okay, all right. But yeah, so if it has to go. Otherwise, this is just going to be a chop fest, and it's just going to come back down again. So looking over here, um, so the risk is of getting chopped today. But like I said, first thing this morning, the euro's sitting on the daily 20, and that showed you that 8-hour chart as well. But it's one of those days it could go either way. So I'm back on trading it on the long side again. So, but it needs to go. So it's no point in allowing it all of that space, putting a stop back down here again, because this time it's had its chance. It's come down already. So it's already done that, and then it's come back up again. So realistically, it doesn't need to come down as much. But so looking like I'll have a stop somewhere around here, 08 to 09, I think. So probably more likely 10 pips from that entry. In fact, now I'm talking away here. Let's get this stop in. Where's the trade? There it is. Just bringing it across. Oh, turn the pen off. Right, so put the stop in at 112.08, which means I would get stopped out at about 07 because of the way Saxo work. So next entry is in, but I'll add to this if it does do a little bit of a pullback. So I'll be back in a bit. Do this on here as well. Right, so I've just been talking to the guys here, and I was going to be buying on a pullback, but I think I've got to take into consideration that we are stuck in a range here. So I'd love to ideally have bought just as it's just pulled back here. In a normal environment, I would have done that, but I have to put it into context. And at the moment, if we look at the hourly chart, we are a bit stuck in a range. So I'm going to wait and see if we can break out above these highs, and if we can break out above these highs, then I'll add those other 2 units. So I've got the 1 unit in anyway, but I'd rather pay up and buy on the breakout than buy within this range and then just get stuck again, sort of thing. So at least I'm in with a unit, but obviously it's minimal risk at the moment. So anyway, I'll press pause for now whilst we're still waiting here. Okay, here we go. So nearly there. So see if we're going to get these next units in. This ticket's going to disappear. If this breaks out, this ticket will disappear as soon as I hit it, and then I'll just hit what I've got one ready off screen on my platform, and I'll just hit that quick, rather than by the time I open up a new one, drag it across onto this screen, then to get the second one up. In case it was flying, then it would be too late. So I'll just quickly click it off screen if that's the case. And now I've just pressed record. Look what's happened. Just when we thought all of a sudden it was getting interesting, no. Right, press pause. This is the reality of trading, by the way. This is the reality of live trading. This is the reality of it. That, when you're trying to record, I don't edit these videos. So all I do is press pause and then press record again when I think something's going to happen. And so this is much more the realism of what goes on, especially when you're trying to do live trading like this for a video. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and yeah, we've been chopping around and looking like it's going to come down. It's getting about a pip or so away from stopping me out. It looks like it'll stop me out. But remember, I only put the 1 unit in on this one, so it's sort of saved me a bit by not getting to put the other units in. As much as I want to be able to trade here today, it's not happening. The euro is a chop fest. You can't always predict that. Once you're in the middle of it. So now we've just got to sort of wait. Like I said right from the off this morning, we are holding a short from what we did yesterday. We're still holding a short. So if this does roll down, that'll benefit us. But from that, as far as today's trading is concerned, at the moment, it could come down and take me out here. But if it doesn't, it could still break out. We've got these highs here, and so I'm still looking and seeing if are we going to break out. And like I keep saying, we're on the daily 20 moving average on the higher time frames here. So we're into some moving average support on the daily chart, but obviously price can go through that. But it is certainly an area where you can expect a bounce. But I mean, look, this is 11 o'clock in the morning, and look at the range of this day so far. It's a tiny range day so far, so I'm gonna have to be really careful of not just trying to keep trading and just get chopped up, so to speak. So I'm not. That's why I've just got that one failed trade so far, and then this single unit that's in, which won't cost much, and if it gets stopped out. But if it does break out, I want to add to this because there's such a tiny range. The potential's there for a bit of a run in one direction or another. So what I am going to do, it's 11. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some orders in to buy if it breaks out now. So it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but you never know. So let's bring up um, a couple of deal tickets. So let's change this to a buy. Oh, I see. No, we want to buy stop. We'll do a buy stop at 112, 112, 22. And I'll add a stop on that one down at 112. 08, so just below that low that's in there so far. Now, because I'm going to be taking a break shortly, so so I'm not going to be here watching it as it happens. So that's why I'm putting orders in. So stop down at 112, 20, that looks fine. So that's the first one in, and then I'll get another one in for the third unit. So let's do that. Buy stop 112, 22. Add the stop 112.08. Okay, so I've put them up there. It's an obvious place to put an order, but when you're range bound, well, it's got to break out somewhere or another, and it could it not come up, break out, do a false breakout, and come back in again? Yeah, of course, but that's trading. We can't always predict everything that's going to happen, so we have to just go with our overall analysis. The market is on support on the daily charts, so if it starts to break out on the intraday, like on the hourly here, we'll see if that can break and go. And like I said early this morning, the potential is to run up to around about 112.50 or so. So there's certainly scope there. But I've put the orders in because, like I said, I'm going to be taking a break. I've got a gym session, or a training session, should I say, in my garage with a trainer, and so on Zoom, by the way. I'm not going to be able to come back on the mic even if this breaks out while it's all happening or whatever. Now, if it comes down, then obviously I'm not going to get triggered into those trades. All I'll do is get stopped out on the remainder trade. So, and I'll do an update when I get back. So I'll leave you to it for now. Okay, just back, and as we can see, the euro came down while I've been on my break, having my training session. So I can cancel my orders, which I'll do in a minute. But obviously I did have that one. Oops, that unit there. Where's that gone? Where's my thing gone? There it is. So I did have that unit there that I'd got in long at 112.19. These were the three from this morning, or the previous attempts. And this is the one that I got stopped out at 12.07. So the total is minus 247, and that's across two trades. So we've kept the risk low here today. The euro is... Oh, God. Someone at the door. Back in a second. So where was I? Sorry, the door went. Yeah, so kept the risk low here today on so far, but the euro's really not up too much, so that's good. It's good they've managed to keep the risk low thus far. I'd still like to trade again yet today. It's what time now? 1:45. I've got to cancel those orders because there's no point keeping those orders there now. So let's cancel those. Where's the buys? 22s, right? So let's cancel. I'm just going to do this off screen. Cancel order. And the other one, which is 22, cancel. There we go. Right, okay. Okay, good. Right, so I don't have to trade the euro. I can trade other markets, and as it's turned out, the pound has actually had a better run down there this morning. So you take your chances and all of that. And as it's turned out this morning, the pound was it was like this for a lot of time. So it was trading within yesterday's lows, and then it's broken while I've been gone on my break. Fair enough. So I don't actually feel like I've missed out, whereas a lot of traders, especially newer traders, will feel like, oh, I've missed out on something. It's not necessarily been conducive to how I would like to trade. So, but don't get me wrong, this is Friday afternoon, but we've got this Euro Summit here this afternoon, and so this is why I wanted to, I was trying it on the long side. It hasn't worked out. I've still got this short, as I've been saying from yesterday. The stop's at break even on that, which is up at around about 37 or so. So, but that's not today's trade, as I've been saying. It's not today's trade. So, I'd still, as much as if it comes down, great. The short will get to that second target on that one. But, I'd still quite like to see this come up. As I keep on saying, well, that daily 20, look at the size of this range. I can't believe that the euro dollar is going to stay in this range like this all day. Hence why I'm wanting to trade it. I see the potential for a bounce, and it may just be that we get a bit of news coming out of this summit. There's no real expectations, I must add, but maybe we do. If it wants to roll over here, and this is just a sloppy way of just rolling over, so be it. I don't know if I'll be able to get on the short side. But anyway, that's that for now. I'm going to press pause and just check the other markets. Okay, just back here. It's now 122. So look, the euro's finally coming up. So I've just been chopped out so far this morning. Sometimes, it's not necessarily a bad thing if you get chopped out, but you can say, well, at least my analysis is correct. So I'm still trying to get in on potentially on this now, on this euro dollar. So I'm still looking for see if it can have more of a break. So looking like at the end of this half hour, if the euro is going to let me in now, that's going to be the tough. Could it carry on going and then not let me in? But it's 1:22 p.m. at the moment. So in about 8 minutes time, this candle on the 15-minute chart will close. That'll be, if it does close similar to where it is right now, then I'll look for a tiny little dip and then start to edge those positions in for a run up to the 150, 112.50 odd area. So, and again, if this is yet another fake move and the euro's then just going to roll over, because what could happen, I've been talking about this daily range and how small the daily range is. It's starting to expand, as you can see now, because the euro's having this little bit of a run. But could it be that it's having that run to the upside and then rolls back over again and comes down to this downside here and down to this level down here? So it's possible. It's not been a good day as far as the price action is concerned, but I've got to go with how I've been looking at this, which is to look for this upside move. So I'll be back in a few minutes with the deal ticket open. Okay, so I've got the deal tickets up. Just waiting for this candle to close. It's either going to happen or it's not now, isn't it? So this afternoon. So we've got we've got what I call an expansion bar, and so we've come into some resistance, some moving average resistance, but those moving averages have been tested before. So I'm looking to edge some units in. So just looking for the smallest little blip down first of all. Come on. I was so close to hitting that then. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, don't do this to me. Anyway, so if it goes off here, then I'll look for a secondary entry. But at the moment, it's now deciding to run away. No, don't do this to me. I've been waiting this for you all day. So now, okay, let's take a situation like this, whereby it's run, it's gone without me now. Now, what you can either be really manically frustrated. This is a really good example actually today. It's been very easily. You could very easily get frustrated with a day like today because I've had a couple of attempts there this morning. The analysis is right and it's gone, and I've still not managed to end up getting in. at this stage. And it's now looking like, oh no, at this point, I don't know if we're going to get in there. So might still do, right? They'll still do if it can do a pullback. But whereas a lot of traders would get frustrated, and then frustration can breed, you know, bad decisions and stuff like that. So your best bet is to say to yourself, well, at least my analysis was right. I didn't get in on this point because it didn't pull back for me. Like I was just looking there, I had my finger on the trigger there, and then it didn't quite pull back for me, and I've missed out. Now you can either allow yourself to get frustrated, or you can say, actually, pat on the back, your analysis was right. It just didn't work out for you today. And that sort of thing does happen in the markets. So anyway, at the moment, the situation is frustrating because of course I want to be on the long side. And I've now just missed that because it didn't even do that pullback there. But there might still be a secondary pullback, so I'll press pause and we'll see. But it's nice to still see it coming up. The analysis was right. Anyway, maybe there'll be something somewhere else. I'll press pause for now. Oh, maybe not. Okay, just back here. I've been analysing this with the guys. Look, the euro just flew. That's the hourly chart. The 15-minute chart, what I was trying to get in on at that point, just at the end of that candle and into the beginning of this, it just didn't blip. Look, it hardly did it. My finger was on the trigger and we just missed. So one of those things. Fine lines, as one of our traders just said sometimes. Fine lines. So, and it's come up to the area which is what I was targeting, which was the, you remember I said in the beginning of this video during the analysis this morning, was the 4-hour 50. Remember I said, sorry, the 8-hour 50, my apologies. I said, look, we've got price down here and the 50 is facing up. And that's what we said. I said this morning, when you get that sort of pattern, then it gives me a heads up that, oh, maybe the whatever the market is, may want to come up for that. So it's a miss because that's hit that now. I think it's gone too far now for me to really be able to justify doing much with it. We can see it's just giving back a bit of those gains at the moment. So what I've just been doing is looking at some of the pound pairs, in fact, because I think there could be something coming on. Well, that's the euro pound. I think that could come off as a bit of pound strength comes in, but maybe also the pound dollar. What I like about the pound dollar is it's sitting on its daily 50. There we go. Its 20's facing up, so it's got scope to maybe into next week. I don't think this is going to be a day trade now. I doubt the pound is going to take off this afternoon, but I think it's worthwhile a trade. So I'm going to put an order in. We've got one. We'll call it 123.60 by looks of things. Is the low by looks of things. So let's put an order in, and we're currently at 124. So let's get an order in. But the run will be a fair bit higher. So looking out to that daily chart again, what I'd be looking to do is to run this maybe into the early part of next week, heading towards sort of 120, upper 124s. Anyway, upper 124s. So let's get an order in. I just need to press pause and calculate the position sizing. Okay, so I've got the ticket ready. So it's going to be a buy limit, half a lot on this because we're going to have a 40 pip stop. So the entry will be at 123.98. Oops. And I'm going to put a stop down at 123.58. So it's a 40 pip stop. Okay, on the pound dollar there. Right, we'll see if that gets filled. I've got to have a meeting with my fund managers and I'll be back. So I'll press pause for now and I better get on that call. Okay, finally just back. It's now 20 past 7 in the evening. I've just come back. I've just finished my dinner. The cable trade that I tried earlier, put an order in. It filled the order and has just come down. So can't remember because it's been several hours now whether I actually showed that. So let's have a look. Let's find the cable trade, take a screenshot of it. So I'd lost £230 on the 245, wasn't it? Something like that. 245 on the 2 euro trades, and cable There we go. Has lost. So obviously a complete losing day today. 167. So when the risk that I'm putting on is sort of aimed at £200, so it's not too bad. That was obviously less than £200. So as far as the R figure is concerned, it's a bit under. In fact, the R figure for today, with those two trades and then this cable trade, was minus 2.3 R, which I've gone through with the guys in the room. So three losing trades, but it's not minus 3 R, it's minus 2.3 because of the position sizing. But nevertheless, a losing day. I can't really take much more from it than that. It was a funny old morning, and we got very, very close with the euro when it broke out. Very, very close. And I'd originally put orders in, then cancelled the orders and said, I'll trade it manually. And then that didn't happen. It got to what would have been the target and then flushed right over. So a funny old day today, I must admit. Let's go and have a look and see what the daily candles look like. Maybe that represents, not really. It's not really showing me that it was a funny old day, but that's how it felt. But anyway, we had fun in the day trading room today, and but alas, it wasn't meant to be. I don't think the only thing I would say at this stage, just to wrap up, is that sometimes trading, it's fine lines. The difference between, I always say to our traders, the difference between success and failure are often fine lines, whether you get the rub of the green or not or whatever. And an example like that was this euro dollar. We'd had those two attempts this morning, got stopped. You can say whatever you like about whether the stops were too tight or whatever, but you trade based on the information you have at that stage, and you put stops in what you believe to be an appropriate place. And if you have your stops too wide, then your risk reward isn't there. So there's a trade-off there. But anyway, but it was a real fine line, as you saw earlier in the video today, of we were so close to being able to get those trades on, and if that, when it broke up, if it had just given me just a few more, a minute or so, just to have pulled back a smidgen, then I would have got in on that, and then we would have been out, because remember my target was going to be around about 112.50. So and then you've got a very, very different day. So, and I think that that's really important lesson for all traders, is that don't just look at your end result. You must, when you're logging all of your trades, look at everything when it comes to your trades. So you don't just look at your end result. You make notes on all aspects of those trades, because otherwise you just look at it and say, I had a 2.3R down day. But actual fact, when I review what my day was, well, yes, it still was a minus 2.3R down day, but nevertheless, there were some encouraging signs there. The analysis was correct. We just missed out on the long. In a different occasion, it might have just paused for a little bit longer. We'd have got in, and then it would have been a very, very different day. So, and I think that's really important for people and their mindset, is to help them, so that they can say, actually, yeah, I was down today, but it was really, really fine lines between me having that down day and not at all. So I think that's an important lesson there for people. Anyway, nevertheless, these markets have been whatever they've done, they've not worked out for me. So going into next week, we've got a number of positions that myself and the traders have been in anyway, but there's no point me going through some of those, because what's the point? A bit like I said about the euro, we'd been in this short, that got stopped out at break even today. So on the second half, we'd banked profits yesterday, but nevertheless, there's some other bits and pieces going on. So encouraging signs for next week. I still look at these markets, and although today, the end of the week, didn't work out, and much of today intraday was quite tedious for us in the trading room. We were talking about other things a lot of the time. You get to the end of the day and you say, actually, there's still plenty of movement going on, and so today just didn't work out. But I'm really enjoying these markets, because there's, generally speaking, lots going on, whether you're trading euro dollar, stock market indices, other currencies, Bitcoin, whatever floats your boat. It's a great time to be trading. Anyway, I'll leave that with you. Enjoy your weekends. This won't go out until Saturday morning. So I'll see you next week. Ciao.